Hey YouTubers, YouTube fans, this is Trinity Pro Sound, Trinity Productions coming at you once again with a video, this time on a powered line array cabinet from RCF. Going to be doing a video on the RCF HDL20A active line array cabinet. This particular box has two 10-inch drivers in it and then a high frequency driver down the center. It is a two-way design and has a 700 watt amplifier in it, all by RCF and precision drivers. So we're going to get into this, take it apart as we normally do, and drill down into this box and find out what makes the RCF HDL20A so special. We've already taken a listen to this box, and let me tell you, the low end is fantastic. The vocal reproduction range, clarity range in this box is fantastic, and it is very pristine on the highs. So anyway, let's get at it. We'll do a review of the outside first, and then we'll get into the inner workings of this two-way line array cabinet. So as you can see, we've got standard metal grill up front on it, and then as we rotate this guy around, you can see that we've got the flyware on it. One of the things nice about this is that the flyware is built into it. It stores in, so you pull this pin out here and the flyware drops out to connect to the next box. It all locks in. The next box on top of this one would connect into this. And then as you rotate around the back of this guy, then the flyware is on this pin here, and let's get it pulled out. This pulls out though, and then this particular piece raises up and ties into the next box, and the next box that would be below this would tie into this, and then it's also calibrated here on the side as far as the splay angles are concerned. Inputs on it is PowerCon in and out, and then there also are some DSP settings on the box itself. Depending on the number of line array boxes, there's some dip switches on there that will contour the box itself, and when they are splayed in a quantity of boxes that are used, it automatically sets the EQ and DSP requirements that are built into the box just automatically. So very simple to set up, very simple to deploy. We recently sold some of these boxes to a sound company in, gosh, I think it was Kentucky. But the gentleman that bought these for his sound company shot me an email back and said that he had set them up in his shop area, which is at his home on some acreage, and he said that neighbors up to a half or 3/4 of a mile down the street came out to see what was happening and what all the sound was, and instead of the people telling him to turn it down, they told him to turn it up, that it sounded like a home stereo hi-fi, that the sound quality on these boxes was so good and so pristine. So anyway, there you have it. We're going to go ahead and get into this. One of the nice things that they do is they have incorporated some handles on each side of the box. It is a plastic ABS type enclosure, but it's got some pretty good dampening in it. As we, kind of can hear the resonance of the box as we kind of slap it, it really does not resonate much. So they've done a good job with that as far as the dampening material, but we'll get into that as we end up taking apart. So anyway, just quickly to go over the spec sheet on these guys. Frequency response is 55 to 20. Max SPL out of this with it cranked all the way up. The most you're ever going to get out of it that they have calibrated it to is 135 dB. Horizontal coverage, 100 degrees. Vertical coverage, 15 degrees maximum. So you're kind of pointing a butter knife out there. And then the compression driver it's a 2-inch throat with a 3-inch voice coil on it. And then we've got 2 of the 10-inch precision RCF drivers with 2.5-inch voice coils. So input-output for linking is all XLRs. Input sensitivity is -2 to +4. The crossover frequency on this is at 1,000 cycles. All the protection is thermal. It does have built-in limiter on it. And then, like I said, on the back of it, then it has the high-frequency curving and whether you're indoors or outdoors type setting on the DSP. Amplifier, switch mode, power supply, 700 watts. It pumps out 200 watts to the high frequency driver, and then it splits the 500 watts between the 2 10-inch drivers in the cabinet. Cooling, there is no fan to worry about or make noise. It's all convection cooled. The weight of this box, according to the spec sheet here, is 64 pounds. And then all of the rigging and flyware and everything is attached to the box. The only thing that's optional is extra pins or the flyware frame itself. They do make 2 different fly frames for this, one to fully fly it, and then the other one that you can end up, I think, doing 10 boxes with. The other one's just a small 3 or 4 box type frame that you can only fly with. The big one that they have, you can either ground stack with that and flip it upside down, or you can end up using that to fly the arrays and the boxes. So anyway, comes in black, as you see right here. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll pause here and get out the tools and start taking this thing apart and show you step by step on what is in the RCF HDL 20A. Okay, so you notice the first thing we've done, we have pulled off the front grille. The front grille does have a foam lining in it to protect, you know, kind of against the elements and just give it that overall, you know, pro quality look that RCF and both DB Technologies are known for. I like that the RCF logo here on the front is black. It doesn't stick out too much. So anyway, down the center we've got the horn assembly. This is all ABS plastic, and then we've got the 2 10-inch drivers here on each side. And what we'll do, see if you can kind of get a better idea there of how they're facing out. So what we're going to do is start working on some additional disassembly and get this thing pulled apart section by section and come back, do a little bit of video on it. So again, stay tuned. Hopefully this video won't be too long. We want to try to do an in-depth on this as much as we possibly can to get you a good idea of what these HDL 20A boxes can do and are all about. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. That didn't take long, at least not in the video, but in real time, took quite some time. We've got the assembly apart, the grill off, and this is now exposing the injection molded plastic housing that holds the 2 drivers. The drivers are stamped frame. They are ceramic magnets on these things, so that's, again, that adds a little bit to the weight. We're going to go ahead and roll this over and show you what this assembly looks like. There's the opposing 10-inch drivers, and then down the center is the throat for the high-frequency driver. They are vented to take care of cooling problems as far as driving these particular drivers, and they are wired together in series parallel configuration so that they're probably presenting a 4-ohm load to the amplifier. So back in the back, probably can see the outline of the magnet assembly on the high frequency driver. That is our next obstacle to overcome. We have removed all the screws on the amplifier on the back of the box, which we'll be getting to shortly here, and gonna end up showing you what that looks like as well. But everything is tucked in and secured inside the cabinet with the high frequency driver. So we'll go ahead and get that removed, and stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back and we've got this puppy disassembled. We've gone ahead and pulled the high frequency driver, and we'll show you this. This is the magnet assembly on it. It's all ceramic. The thing probably weighs a good 10 pounds. I'm probably going to guess 12. And then this is the waveguide throat. As you can see, they've got two waveguides coming out into the throat of the horn. All plastic configuration. And then this couples up to the front grille. And then there's also a wood piece in the back of it that ends up holding this high frequency driver that we ended up disassembling and pulling out, so that gives some rigidity to the cabinet. And then inside, which you may have a trouble seeing, is we've got two wood braces inside on each side that go behind where the 10-inch drivers are and kind of sandwich the magnets on those. We've gotten completely inside, as you can see with the fingers there, and have pulled the amplifier out. So without anything in it, this cabinet probably weighs 8 pounds. That's with all the hardware and everything on it. So as we pull the amplifier out and all the components, you can see where the overall weight is to this box. So one of the things that I did want to show you while we've got it open is the rigging on this. So this pin gets pulled, and then as you can see out of the bottom there, the rigging drops down to be able to tie up to the other box. So everything's built in, nothing really to lose. And then once everything is taken apart, pin goes back in, rigging's up out of the way. Very simple. The rigging piece on the back of the box that goes through the center section here is this particular component. It has calibrations on it of 15 degrees, 12, 8, 4, 0, and then probably 2, 6, and 10 on the back side of this, probably to accommodate the ground stacking cabinet. But again, to work with this, it's just a matter of pulling the pin, and then this side is calibrated on the hardware as well. And this thing bolts securely into inside flyware inside the cabinet to be able to do the positioning, and is all metal brackets and construction. Again, all of the pins are attached with these, and these are just standard work pins. These are probably the high strength alloy that's got a really high tensile strength to it. But excellent rigging on these guys. So that leads us now to the amplifier assembly. And what I want to show you on that is, this is the amplifier. It is a 2-channel amp, and we'll get it down here where we can see it. Get it upside down. So anyway, on this side of the amplifier, we've got power con in and out. This whole assembly is an aluminum heatsink for the cooling. And then on this side, we've got the XLR ins and out, volume control, and then we've also got a switch here for indoor-outdoor applications. There is a high curving switch on here, and then the high frequency can be set for far or near here on this switch. And then these two switches, as far as the cluster, depends on whether they are in or out, is for 2 to 3 cabinets, 4 to 6 cabinets, 7 to 9 cabinets, and then 10 to 16 cabinets, which does the tapering and the frequency correction for the DSP on these boxes as you start getting them coupled together. The amplifier itself, switch mode power supply, it is very light. I'd say this whole amplifier is probably 6-7 pounds for the entire assembly. Comes out with 2 leads on it, one for the low frequency drivers and the other for the high frequency driver. And overall, nice little package. kind of the same as they've done on some of their other series. Kind of reminds me of the amplifiers on the Art 725A cabinets. So anyway, there you have it. It does have a fuse and a power switch on this side. So don't forget to turn them on when you get them, or you'll have to pull them back down unless you want to climb some scaffolding or something on these guys. So that is the RCF HDL20A cabinet. Good solid box. Like we said, the tonal quality of this particular box, when we first fired it up, I was just blown away. This driver assembly here, and where they've got it crossed at, does just a fantastic job of picking up where the 10-inch drivers drop off and providing just really nice pristine highs from the crossover point on up. So, and it's beefy too. This thing weighs a ton. So what we're going to do is get this thing back together. We probably have 50 screws and some assembly plates and things to put back together. We will be right back and show you the back together assembly, and stay tuned. One thing we want to add, don't try this at home. It takes almost a half an hour to pull this puppy apart, as we've done in this video. So anyway, enjoy, good luck, be right back. Well, there you can see now we are back together all the way around. Amplifier's back in, rigging hardware's on. We made sure the amplifier is in right side up. So everything's there. We're going to get the grill onto this puppy and play a little background music through it. Stay tuned. So there you have it. That is our overview, review, tear it apart, put it back together on the RCF HDL20A box. This particular cabinet just sounds fantastic. I would really consider one of these HDL20A rigs to kind of go for a second stage with our DB Technologies T12. I think the tonal quality is very good for what this cabinet is and the price point that it sells at. If you want further information, look us up on the web at www.trinityprosound.com. We've got about 45 different manufacturers that we are dealers for, including RCF and also DB Technologies. So if you need anything pro sound wise, check us out or give us a call, area code 209-832-8023, and we would be more than happy to help you with your next equipment purchase, whether it be speakers, microphones, stands, lighting, whatever it may be. All killer deals are approved. Thanks again for stopping by our YouTube channel. Good luck, and may your sound mixing be beneficial to you and create some happiness in your life. Thanks again.